Okay, this is part 12 of this restoration project. In part 11 I showed you how I welded a patch under the front headlight. So that's what I got after I welded it. I think I'm gonna stop here with the welding and I'm gonna finish it with the body filler later. And since I'm on the welding, I started working on this. This is how it was patched. I never liked that. When you patch a metal, I think the proper way is to cut it out, the rusty metal, and then make new patch that fits better and just weld it there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this thing off and I'm gonna replace it with new patch as I did here. I know it's missing the insert here, but that's not a big deal. I'm gonna drill those holes for the water to be able to come out, and that's it. So let me get started. So I tried to keep it as one piece so I can use it as a pattern for the new patch that I'm gonna make. And just out of curiosity I decided to see who lives there. That's what happens to you when you spend too much time alone with your car. So as I said, I used the cutout piece to trace and make the new patch. I'm using a cutout piece from a truck that we work on in our shop. That's why I had to get rid of the paint, so I had to trace it again and then I cut it to shape. I had to make those little notches so I can bend it in the way I wanted to, especially the curved part. If I didn't make those notches I wouldn't be able to bend it there. I used the brake for the straight parts and then for the curve I did it manually. And then I used the hammer to straighten the lip so it's not wavy, and I went ahead and fitted it, and it fitted very well with just little adjustments. I was able to put it on, and then I was ready to weld it. I cleaned the surface from the rust so I don't have any troubles welding it. Put the patch back on and welded it. Okay, if you remember a couple of videos ago, I fixed this rotten part of the inner fender, the front fender. Now this is the bonnet, if you can't tell, the bonnet upside down. So now I have to deal with the other side too. It has just small rusty holes, so I'm gonna make small patches for them and I'm gonna replace them. On the other side the rusty area was very big, that's why I made a very complicated patch there and replaced a big piece, but here the rusty holes are small and I'm keeping my patches small too, so I don't need to deal with a lot of sheet metal, and I don't need to replace big parts. Then I marked and cut the lip of the wheel arch, as I did already on the rear fenders, because this one too was very wide and uneven. Yesterday while I was applying bondo to the body, I had some left over, so I decided to drop it here and see what I can do here. You can see it started hardening on me, so I just used a little bit. I know I have to apply a lot more, but just out of curiosity I want to see what I can do here, because it's a challenge for me. So let's see. I need to apply some more bondo, like in obviously this area here is too low, up to here. This area here is too low because it needs to be like one surface with this area, so it needs to come a little bit higher, and this area too. I'm still fighting a little bit with the bondo while I'm applying it, but slowly I'm getting better at it. When it hardened, I sanded it a little bit again, and then I applied more. Then I sand it again, and are you getting bored? Yeah, so now you know how do I feel. And this is the main reason why I don't post videos so often anymore, because I'm not making too much progress. I keep working on the body, and because of my beginner skills in bodywork, I'm making so small progress that I don't have anything to show. But anyways, there's something interesting that I want to show you now. While I was looking in internet for the shape of the wheel arch to see what's the proper shape, what do all Spitfires look like, and because I noticed this is a nice shape from here to here somewhere, and then it disappears into something very ugly. Anyways, I was looking for that, and then I noticed something else which I never noticed before. My car is missing the groove over here. I was always wondering, why does my car look like it's so flat, it doesn't look like the other Spitfires. And just now, 3-4 months after I bought it, I realized that I'm missing this groove here. And when I touch inside, I can still feel the groove is there. It was just filled with bondo. Probably it's rotten, or probably it's welded, or I don't know what's happening there. But I'm gonna have to dig in and find out why was it covered with bondo. I hope it's in a good shape and I can just bring it back to what it was. Or if not, I'm gonna have to see how am I gonna deal with that. But I definitely want that groove there, because it, first of all, it's original, and second, I like it. This just gives a little bit of three-dimensionality of this flat panel here. So I'm gonna start digging in now. As on the other side, there was a huge layer of bondo covering everything. So I grabbed the big sander and started grinding down the thick layer. I wanted to bring the rough shape of the fender and the wheel arch, and after maybe an hour, this is what did I get. Now that I lowered the high areas, the ones that were very low actually weren't that many. So I started filling them up with body filler, and I tried to make the shape of the fender according to the pictures that I saw in internet. That was a big challenge for me, but the final result wasn't actually that bad. And then the cycle of sanding down, applying bondo and sanding down again started all over. Back to the passenger side, just now I realized why did I have this area which was pushed in and I hammered out. Now I realize these were the remainings of the groove that was there once upon a time. The previous owner made a patch there and repaired it really bad, and he covered everything with bondo. So I hammered it out, but I'm lucky I didn't hammer it out too much. So now that I grabbed my die grinder, it started grinding down. I had just enough bondo there to remove, so I can have this groove. As you can see here, I started reaching the metal, but that was just enough depth for me to create this nice groove. That gave such a nice shape to the fender that I really love it now. I had to remove a lot of body filler around the wheel arch on this side too. Slowly I started bringing back the three-dimensionality of the fender, and it wasn't that flat anymore. I'm really happy about that, because before I hated that flat look of the fender. To be able to see the shape of the wheel arch better, I put it flat on the floor. That was a little bit hard for me to work, but it was easier and gave me a better view, let's say. Again, I had some low areas, so I had to apply more bondo. I have the feeling that I never apply enough bondo. I'm always having these low areas that I have to fill up later. But hopefully with gaining more experience I will gain a little bit more know-how. Well, I'm almost done here. I've done a lot of body filler and sanding, but I think this is now much better than what it was before with the patch that was welded right on top. So there are the two crescents that were missing, this groove that was missing. I still need to fill this up and deal with this here, but generally the shape is much better than before. What I saw in internet is that this lip starts from here. Here it's like flat, and then it starts from here somewhere a little bit before this line. Starts from here, becomes wider and wider and wider and wider. Then it starts reducing again and comes to zero right at this point. So at least this is what I saw in most of the Spitfires, the Mark IIs, in the pictures, and this is how I made mine. So this side is almost done. I just need to do a little bit here and there to fill some gaps, and this side is also in its final stage. I need to sand a little bit more, but the same, the arch starts from here somewhere, then it goes wider and wider, and then it ends up there. There is a mess here, but that I'm gonna deal with that when I put everything on the frame, when I have the body and the bonnet on the frame, so I can match this, also this side, so I can fit them together, the body and bonnet. The body is almost done there too. I need to get some more parts for the rear suspension so I can assemble it. Then I'm gonna put the body on the frame. I'm gonna finish the bondo. I still haven't touched this on the door and the other side and this, because this is where I need the bonnet to be there so I can align everything. And then I'm gonna be into interior work. Yay!